Hello and welcome to Galaxy TV News. My name is with a Lagos State High Court orders fine and forfeiture of 4.830 million naira and multiple properties linked to the former governor Godwin Emefiele. On the news, Osun State High Court directed Independent Electoral Commission to conduct a local government election day, February 22nd, 2025. On the national scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu orders military to intensify its raids across the occupied West Bank after seeing 3 empty buses in Tel Aviv. These and more coming your way soon. Do stay with us. Many thanks for joining. Now the news. Justice Yelin Bogor of the Federal High Court in Lagos on Friday ordered the forfeiture of $4.7 million, 830 million and properties linked to the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Emefiele. Judge who had earlier dismissed an application brought by an interested party into the forfeiture filed by the National Crimes Commission. So Bilikisu Buhari Bala funds forfeited the federal government were held in First Titan and Zenith Bank's account managed by individuals and entities including Omoile and Joy Energy Service Limited, Exact Code Limited, Lipan Investment Services Limited, Tatler Services Limited, Global Resources Limited, Nigeria Limited. Are the property affected by the entire include 94 units of a building under construction at 2 Otumba Legushi, 2nd Avenue, Ikoyi, Lagos, AM Plaza, 11 office space, Otumba Curse, Peninsula Scheme 1, Lagos, among many others. Bogoro is judged that all of these properties and funds are proceeds of unlawful activities, which are forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. An Osun State High Court sitting in Malaysia Friday, the Osun State Independent OCX local government election fixed February 2025. The record that appealed to the court in 2025 reinstated council executive October 2022 who are members of Progressive Congress APC office. Some APC to go ahead with the poll. Also, the Attorney General of the Federation urged OCI not to the election target legal because the council executives voted in 2022. Meanwhile, a state argued over by Judge Adeyin in a motion the notice granted to PDP against OCI Chairman Barry Ashima Bioye declared vacancies in Osun State. And on this, the Attorney General of the Federation and the Mayor of Justice Fagbemi said urged Osun Ademola Adeleke to respect the which restored local government officials removed in 2022 from elections held under the administration of former governor Adegboyega Oyetola, which was nullified by the High Court in Osogbo just days before Adeleke resumed office. Following the ruling, Adeleke removed elected officials and replaced them with caretaker committee. In a statement released Thursday, over clarifying legal implications and advising against actions that may violate the Constitution. Fagbemi said it has become necessary to issue this public notice to doubt concern created by misrepresentation, information, and the legal effect of And on to others, the representing Southern District in the 10th Assembly by Sunday Marshall as the involvement of the reception of crises in the belt, which particular reference to South Sudan as attacks on innocent individuals rather than this conflict as it is reported. It laments the involvement of locals in activities that are banditry and abductions of innocent people in its editorial district. Barrister Katong made this known during a parley with journalists in Kaduna, saying that security measures are being intensified to tackle the rising insecurity in Kauru, Kacha, and other parts of the state, as those involved should either desist or be ready to face the full wrath of the law.
You give a situation problem the wrong narrative, you can't solve it. I'll give you an example. When I was in the House, we fought and we went to the UN, we went to the American Congress and the UK Parliament. We told them, look, the narrative you have of conflict in the Middle Belt and with particular reference to Southern Kaduna is wrong. Not like farmers' herders conflict. Until today, and I'll continue to maintain that there is nothing like that. Last week in Parliament, I have cause to correct a colleague of mine as there is nothing like farmers' herders. This is pure criminality. You can't tell me anything otherwise to convince me. It's not so.
The Senator used the opportunity to thank all stakeholders who contributed to the actualization of one of his bills, which led to the establishment of Federal University of Sciences, Kacha, with a campus in Manchok. He pledged to continue pursuing more developmental projects for his people.
This university, when we started, first reading, second reading, third reading, it's a maximum of my colleagues, those who watched, so support we received, because this was supposed to be the first real federal presence in our society.
Former military head of state Ibrahim Babangida expressed regret over the annulment of June 12, 1993 presidential election, describing it the most difficult period of his life. Babangida said this in Abuja at the official launch of the memoir in service. Babangida said of the military administration accepts full responsibility for all mistakes, oversights, and decisions taken under his watch. Now, joining us to discuss this, we have Dr. Niro Malolu, a June 12 activist and a veteran journalist. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Yeah, good evening. And thank you for me.
Thank you for being here too. So, if we would get the topic we have, what would you say is the relevance of these revelations by Babangida? 32 years of the annulment of June 12 election, and perhaps do you think it has any implications?
Let us begin by saying that what Babangida said is what all of us knew right from the beginning. So we knew Abiola won the election. We knew for certain reasons the military did not want to hand over power to him. What those reasons are, we don't know. But the truth of the matter is that Abiola won the election. So the nation was made to go through a lot of trauma that shouldn't have been. And I'm not sure we have been able to recover from that trauma up to this point. So he coming out to say responsibility, oh fine, responsibility. What about the lives that have been lost? What about lives that have been damaged? Of what the nation has gone through. So what that does mean is that because there's repercussion, consequence of what has happened, tomorrow somebody can come out and do the same thing again. So that is where we find ourselves. So I don't think, whatever relevance, he did say that he commended Buhari for giving Abiola the highest award in the country and what have you, that's okay. But the consequences of what has happened.
From your point of view, what damages do you think this action has caused, and what remedies do you think would prevent for happening in the future?
Well, the action has caused tremendous damage, our country. Part of the reason why they trust, because a lot of things that happened that year happened at all. You don't put your own personal interests above the interests of 150 million Nigerians, 250 now. It is wrong. A leader must be able to sacrifice himself for the future of his country. A leader is a man who takes a people to where to go or where to go. So you cause a lot of damage, collateral damage. That you are now revealing you are sorry. So sorry for the life that's been lost. There's so many people that died, not just Abiola. There's so many lives that were ruined. Understand? A life that is lost cannot be brought back. So how do we ensure this doesn't happen again? What do we do? You have to strengthen the system. Strengthen the system, not the personalities. That's what we need to do to ensure that nobody's above the law. In this country, people who make the law are above the law. To have that kind of a system, everything will, be.
All right, we thank you so much for sharing your views with us on the news at this time. Thank you so much for being part of our news.
Thank you very much.
All right, as Dr. Nero Malo, a June 12 activist and a veteran journalist. And now we have leftist Omobude Aga, a civil rights activist, coordinator general, organizations, as well as a June 12 crusader. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on our news at this time. If you can hear me, the former military head of state, Ibrahim Babangida, they expressed regret over their annulment of the June 12 election won by late Moshood Abiola as a June 12 crusader. How would you react to this development?
Very unfortunate that at this time is when we hear men who should be honorable like Ibrahim Babangida admitting everything we have shouted and we have said is correct and they have said we are wrong. Our argument, they have shown that what we were saying all along and we know what we're crying about all along. So we think that he's agreeing to all that we have elucidated and we have called for, shows that the people have won. It shows that he to democracy and to the truth that has always been there. So that's the biggest, that's my biggest take for now. Is that Iran's 33 years after can now confirm that what we, the pro-democracy, pro-12 activists have always said and stood on is correct, and Babangida has alluded and that now. So we are grateful. We thank God, ancestors may be, and that's what I have to say now.
Okay, now the former military head of state has openly admitted. What do we expect next, taking into consideration the reactions it is generating across the country and beyond?
What do we expect? Can we say we expect anything? We do not expect it to have come, and whether that will stay now, I don't know. From what we see now as democracy, an undefined democracy, that is what MKO Abiola actually intended for. What we are enjoying as democracy now is unfortunate. So I cannot say what we expect. I can only say we can consolidate on what MK Abiola stood for, and begin to push that those things, those agenda and desire he wished for, we can begin to the fore and begin to ask that they be implemented. And these administrators have implement those ideologies and visions. Again, certainly not, because we are not actually far from where we are coming from. When I say I'm talking about the annulment of the June 12th election.
Thank you so much. Part of our news at this time. Thank you so much for joining us. Left Argo is a civil activist coordinator general at civil society organizations, as well as the June 12th Crusader. And now moving on with the rest of our stories. A Sokoto State maker, Aminu Boza, has confirmed the presence of its kingpin Bello Turji in one of the forests in the local government area of the state. The lawmaker will represent Sabun Brunei local government in the State House of Assembly. Speaking with correspondent on telephone Friday, confirmed that Turji has been collecting tax from the people in the area. The state lawmaker claimed Bello Turji is currently in the east side and Sabun Brunei axis of Sokoto. He has even imposed a 25 million levy per village in some communities. The lawmaker security agencies and local authorities to intensify operations against bandits. In a related development, security forces in the local government have reported a major breakthrough with the arrest of a notorious arms trafficker identified as Amza Surubudu, who has been allegedly supplying weapons to the terrorist group in the region. You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Let's go on a break. When we come back, the news. We are glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page, Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. You can easily scan our IG QR code. And still on security, the Defense Headquarters has said troops on internal security operations across the country have killed 82 terrorists, arrested 198 criminals, and rescued 93 kidnapped victims in the past week. In a statement on Friday, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kanye, said the troops also recovered 86 light-caliber weapons and 2,040 weapons across theaters of operations in the country. According to the DHQ, 41 terrorists, comprising 10 males, 12 females, and 13 children, surrendered to troops of Operation Adinai in the northeast. He said troops in the Niger Delta region seized crude oil and other products worth over 500 million. According to him, the breakdown includes 366,530 liters of stolen crude, 117,320 liters of illegally refined diesel, and 600 liters of kerosene. He said additionally, troops discovered and destroyed 38 crude oil cooking ovens, 97 dugout boats, 2 boats, 3 speedboats, 60 storage tanks, 34 drums, and 32 illegal refining sites. Now, we move to the international desk for Money This is News International saying Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the military to intensify its raid across the occupied West Bank after explosions in 3 empty buses near Tel Aviv in what authorities are calling a suspected terror attack. No casualties have been reported from the blast that comes. Netanyahu has accused the Palestinian group Hamas of breaching the ceasefire deal. Starting from about 8:30 p.m. on Thursday night, 3 explosives began detonating inside 3 buses in southern Tel Aviv. According to the Israeli Broadcasting Authority, the first 2 bombs went off within minutes of each other, and the third exploded about 15 minutes later. All of the buses were empty. After searching the area, Israeli responders found more explosives on 2 other buses that did not detonate. All 5 bombs were identical and equipped with terrorist, police say. No casualties have been reported as the buses were parked and empty after finishing their routes. According to